Hi guys, Al Smith here. In this video, I'm going to describe for you the conventions that you should be adding to your beginner bridge game to reach the intermediate level. This convention set is defined as the standard American yellow card. Okay, it includes a set of competitive conventions and more advanced conventions that will allow you to bid the majority of the hands. The standard American system is the bidding system that's used by most people in North America. There's other bidding systems called Precision, ACOL, Big Club, the Polish Club system, and so forth. But standard American is used by most people in North America. Okay, and when you start learning bridge, you'll be taught an initial set, you'll be taught how to bid in a non-competitive environment. And then you'll start bidding, learning how to bid in a competitive environment and learn that there are different conventions. What the standard American yellow card is the recommended set of conventions that you should learn in order to reach what I would call a good intermediate level of bridge. And if you learn these particular conventions and how to use them, you'll be able to describe most hands accurately with your partner. There are a lot more advanced things that are available to learn to describe particular shapes of hands, etc. But this will get you 70% of the way there. Okay. Now, just as a reminder, you don't want to focus just on bidding. Okay, more than half the game is on declare play and on defense. So spend an equal amount of time on each one of these, and your bridge game will improve tremendously. All right, let me define for you what is included within the standard American yellow card. We call this a roadmap. Okay, we call it a roadmap because not only what we're going to tell you what conventions you should learn, but what sequence you should learn them in. Okay, and the first one, now this is based upon the assumption you've taken the beginner course and are familiar with the basic concepts of the standard American bidding system in a non-competitive environment. So the first thing that you're going to need to add to your toolkit is how to bid in a competitive environment. And the first one is called the overcall. Okay, this just gives you the capability of telling your partner you've got a 5+ card suit with so many points. I'm not going to go into details of any of these. Those are all subjects for another lesson. The second is the takeout double. And what this does is allow you to bid when you don't have a suit, but you've got enough points and you're asking your partner to bid something. The next one is called the responder negative double. And I know that this may sound like a bunch of gobbledygook now, but in essence, this is another convention where the responder, that's the partner, the opener, can say, hey, I don't have a fit in your suit, but the opponent's bid something and I've got something in the other two suits. So you can see how these things can be used to describe the shapes of the hands. So this is the number 3. All right, now, those are the basic competitive conventions you're going to want to add to the toolbox. Now, you've learned that one of the opening bids can be one no trump. Right? Now, refinements to the one no trump response system are really critical because they allow you to better describe your hand after your partner opened one no trump. And the first convention you're going to want to add is stamen. And what stamen does is allow you to find a 4/4 bid in a major suit and then determine whether you want to play the contract in no trump or in the major suit. Really an important convention. The next is kind of its twin sister. And this is called the Jacobi transfer. And what this allows you to do is tell your partner you have 5+ cards in a major suit, and allows you to right side the hand by making the declare, making the opener the declare, the one who bid the suit. So the stronger hand is going to be declared. And it provides a lot of capabilities in determining whether it should be a sign-off, should be competing, it should play in a partial or play in a game contract. The next is how to handle the minor suits. It works much the same way as the Jacobi transfer, and it allows you to incorporate identifying the minor suit into the one no-trump response system. The last one is if you got a really good hand, you partner open one no-trump, you're going to want to investigate slam. And there are two slam conventions that are used immediately with after one no-trump open, and that's called quantitative and Gerber. Gerber allows you to ask your partner about how many aces they have and how many kings they have. And quantitative allows you to say, hey, you've got a good hand, I've got a good hand, it's balanced. Hey, if you've got enough, go to six no trump. The next thing is that we really have to understand there's a significant difference between opening in first and second seat versus opening in third and fourth seat. Third seat, we generally open a little bit light. It's generally less than a king. So if it takes 13 points to open in first or second seat, in third seat, we'll open with a light hand with as few as 10 high card points or length points if we've got the right shape. And there are other requirements with respect to the fourth seat, but this is built upon the fact that your partner has already passed. All right, so there's a different set of conventions that are available after the third and the fourth seat opens versus the first and second seat opens. Okay, and there are lots of those available. They're described in other lesson series. Now, one of the things you'll notice about this slide is in the bottom right-hand corner of each one of these blocks is a number. The number is the sequence in which we recommend you learn these conventions. So the first one is overcalls. The eighth one is now to start getting refinements as it relates to the third seat opens. You also notice these are in different colors. The colors relate to the actual segment of the, or let's say topics that we've organized the lessons in. For example, this brown or tan is in what we call the responder the overcaller series, where the opponent has opened and you're going to compete. The blue, the darker blue, is when one or when both of the opponents have bid, and or when the opener has bid, an opponent has interfered, and the responder, the partner of the opener, is going to bid. So each one of these falls into a different category that you're going to want to recognize and study. So there are more lessons associated with each one of these colors in the later segment as it relates to the overall roadmap atlas. But coming back to the third and fourth seat here, that we want to be able to understand what are the requirements to open there versus first or second seat and what the differences are. Okay, a really important convention to add then is Druid. And what this allows you to do is if your partner opens one heart and one spade in third or fourth seat, it allows you as the opener's partner then to say, hey partner, I actually have a fit for your suit and I've got 10 plus points. Really an important, what we call check back convention. Next is something called Walsh. Okay, where I'm not going to try to explain why everything right now, but Walsh says, hey, bypass 4+ diamonds if you don't have enough points to give preference in telling your partner that you've got a major suit. Then another one is then new minor forcing. Okay, and what this allows is that the responder after let's say the responder to tell the opener that they actually have 5+ cards in the suit that they bid and 10+ points. So it's a mechanism to say, hey, partner, I've got a better hand than what I initially said. Do you think we should investigate game? Next is forced seat forcing. You're going to run into a situation where you know you've got enough points for game, but you really don't have another bid. Let's say clubs, diamonds, hearts have been bid, and you don't have the proper bid to describe your hand, but you want to make your partner bid again and ask them to further clarify their hands, or you can bid spades. That's the fourth seat, and it becomes a nice little mechanism to keep the bidding alive and ask your partner to further describe their hand. And the next sixth one in this category is called the Western and Eastern Cue bid. And these become important in asking your partner whether they have a blocker in a suit, or telling your partner that you've got a blocker in a suit to investigate 3-no trump. Okay. Next is what we call the responder splinter. Now you'll notice all of these are the same color, and these conventions or lessons are all organized together. You'll notice that we have 4.1, we have 4.2. Okay, what these are what I call subtopics in this lesson series. Okay, where these happen to do with third and fourth seat, and the section 4.2 have to do with what I could call important advanced techniques in the standard American bidding system that are considered part of the basic bidding system and aren't necessarily conventions, but they're a little bit more difficult to understand, and a lot of players don't put them in their toolbox till a little bit later. So the responder splinter is where you actually, your partner opens one of a suit. You can tell your partner when you've got enough points that you've got a singleton or void in another suit. The next one is the opener reverse, and this is used to describe a particular shape of hand with a certain number of points. Specifically, it's 5 to 6 cards in a lower ranking suit, 4 to 5 cards in a higher ranking suit, and 16+ points. So it's something that all the other conventions that you're going to learn build upon. So it's really important to put these two techniques in play as part of your toolbox that you're using in relationship to your bidding system. The next one is, this is where things get exciting, okay? That you get a really strong hand. You want to be able to tell your partner about that so that they don't pass. And you want to encourage your partner, if they've got enough points, to investigate slam. So this is called the strong two club. And what this does is also replace what was originally a strong two opening in the standard American bidding system, where you open 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, or 2 spades to show a strong open in a suit, and that showed 19+ points. What this does is replace all of those and allows you then to use the 2 clubs, the 2 diamond, 2 heart, and 2 spade bids for other purposes. Okay, now so this really becomes an important convention when you've got a really strong hand. All right, now as part of as a complement to the 2 clubs, because the other 2-level bids are no longer being used to describe strong hands, we're going to use them to describe weak hands. Okay, and preempts give you the opportunity to obstruct the opponents and to get in their face and interfere with their bidding. The next is what we call control bids, first and second round control bids. It allows you, after the strong 2 club, or after you find an agreement in what your trump suit is going to be, to say, hey partner, I've got the ace or king in this suit, or a singleton or a void. And they can come back and tell you, hey, I've got it in this suit. You go, hey, I got it in this suit. So it's a means of being able to tell your partner a lot more specifics about your hand as you investigate playing game or going to slam. Now, once you get into this level and you determine, hey, we've got a really good chance of slam, Blackwood is used in a suit contract to say, hey, partner, how many aces do you have? Or as an extension to that, then how many kings? All right, so that kind of completes the suite of things that you want to have available to you to preempt or to investigate a strong hand. Now, another one that you can use within the competitive environment is very similar to the week 2. It's called the jump over call. And what the jump over call is, again, is an opportunity to get in your opponent's face. Okay, let's say that your right-hand opponent opens 1 club and you do a jump over call to 3 spades, 2 spades, 3 spades, whichever. But by jumping, it's a preemptive bid, and it works just like a preempt, but it's after an opponent bids. Now, now we're going to start getting into some more interesting, what I call conventions. Michael's Q bid is used to describe a 2-suited hand, generally containing at least one major or both majors that have at least 5 cards in each suit. So you can see there are conventions that are developed to describe specifically shaped hands. The unusual no trump is a complement of the Michael's Q bid and is oriented to showing that you've got 5-5 in both minors or the 2 lowest unbid suits. Okay, so you can see how that works. Now, in kind of the last segment in the standard American, there are other splinters that occur that you can use that have to do with that. These are splinters that can occur in other seats. Typically, it's the responder bidding a splinter up here in the responder splinter after their partner's opening bid. But they can also occur if the responder bids a new suit, the opener can splinter in those suits. And it's important to understand that these do exist, can occur, although not real frequently, so that you can use them if those situations arise. The same is true of reverses. You can actually have an opener reverse, which is what we describe up here in 4.2.02, or you can have a responder reverse, an overcall reverse, an advanced reverse. These are they all work off the same concepts, but they can be made by other players in different circumstances. And then finally, we have what's called the super reverse. Okay, and you go, well, what the heck is a super reverse? Well, you open and it goes, let's say you open 1 club, your partner, the first opponent passes, your partner passes, saying they've got less than or equal to 5 points, and then the opponent bids 1 heart. Well, in this particular case, if you bid 1 spade, it's saying you've got a reversible hand. It says you've got 4 to 6 clubs and 4 to 5 spades, and you've got 16 plus points. Now, and it's called the super reverse because it occurs after your partner has said, hey, I don't have anything. Okay, so it allows you to reverse at the 1 level versus the 2 level, and if you have to reverse at the 2 level to actually show your partner, instead of having 16 plus points, you've got 19 plus points. So it becomes just another tool in the toolkit. And finally, we have an advanced convention. I didn't have anywhere else to put this in the whole atlas, so I put it here. Okay, and this is called Lebensaal after reverses, and it's a means for you to extend the conversation so that the opener can, the responder can then control the auction by saying, hey, I have a sign-off bid. I want you to bid 3 clubs so I can give you an invitational bid, or I can give you a game forcing bid. It's a very advanced convention, but it's one that is very much worth learning. Okay, because the Lebensaal introduces a bidding convention construct It's not in any of these other areas, and it's used throughout other conventions that are more advanced. So that concludes the overview or the roadmap for the standard American yellow card. Again, this is where you can reach me in terms of the emails, my telephone number. Here's the link for our YouTube channel and the link to our website. Feel free to send me an email or give me a call if you got a question, and visit the YouTube channel for more information and to see the other videos that are available for you to use. And see our website for the full complement of lessons and materials that are available. Have a great day.